When dealing with our daily emotions that we all face, there can be positive outcomes we control. Is living abundantly really possible for all of us, no matter where we find ourselves today? Absolutely, unequivocally, yes is the answer. Now, here is the host of The Long Bearded Guy, the Chief Catalyst, Strategist Guide at Jewel International, Gordon D. Melville.
Hey everybody, welcome to The Long Bearded Guy. That's me, Gordon D. Melville, Uninspired Choices Network. Welcome to Red Fridays. Red Fridays is RED, Red. Remember everyone deployed. And I jump on that every week because it's something that's very near and dear to my heart. And it's something that we need to make sure that we honor the people that are willing to stand on the wall for us. So thank you to all of them, first responders of any kind. But the people that are standing there, we've been standing in the fray, standing in the way. So thank you to them. Welcome to another episode of The Long Bearded Guy. We're going to talk today about battles forging resilience. Battles forging resilience. The challenges in our life, making us better, giving us positive things that we sometimes don't see. So as we look at this, I want to say welcome, welcome, welcome. I know there's people listening from all over the place, literally all over the world. There's people listening at work. There's people that will catch us in the replay. If you can get into the chat, if you happen to be able to do that today live, would love to see you in the chat. Once you get in, my producer will give you a link to be in my live studio audience. If you want to do that, would love to see you in. But either way, please, if you're listening to this at any time, whether it's live or on the replay, let me know that you're here. Say hi, let me know where you're listening from, and let me know what's going on in your life. You know, you want to say, hey, you know what, this is what's happening, or this is where I'm at, or Gord, let me know. I'm looking for engagement. So, hey, Gord, you know, I was listening. I think you're full of poop. Oh, okay, I can deal with that. Or, hey, you know what, this part of what you said really resonates with me, and I really like that. So, really encourage you to do that. If you don't have a journal handy or something to write with and write on, I would highly recommend that you do that. You're going to hear some things that you want to remember. Most people can't retain more than 10% of what they hear, even if they take good notes. So we want to write stuff down, and then we want to go back and review it. So find something. You got about 30 seconds to find something to write with and write on. I've got my tea, my special mug. You have something to drink and to just, we want to focus on who we're being. I come back to that in a big way in the last little while. The messaging around who you be, who are you being? And when we talk today about battles forging our resilience, that's forging who we're being. Our resilience is part of who we're being, our ability to be us. And so, you know, if you can catch us wherever you download. It's a free download. Inspired Choices Network is a free download anywhere you find it, on any Apple Store, Google Play Store, wherever you're listening and find stuff. We're on 450 platforms globally, multiple times a week. So you can find us everywhere. Apple TV, Google TV, Roku, Amazon Fire, Spotify, iHeartRadio. We're everywhere. So find us wherever. And then not just me, but listen to everybody, because there's some really, really, really good hosts on this network. Some incredible, incredible people that are sharing their hearts and are sharing some amazing information, amazing life skill, life stuff that can make you better. So plug into everybody. If you haven't listened to me before, and for those of you that have, I will remind you, I'm on a mission to positively change the lives of every man I meet. And I want to do that by increasing their emotional quotient. I want to do that by raising their level of awareness around what their emotions are about and what their feelings are about. I'm the founder and CEO of Jewel International. I'm a champion mindset mentor for a pro basketball team. I'm a multi-award-winning international best-selling author multiple times, and I'm an international keynote speaker. There's so many things I could teach and share with you what my resume is. At the end of the day, you may not and probably don't need to care about what my resume says, right? We've all met people that are brilliant and know lots of things and have lots of accreditations, but can't make a difference in our lives. And we watch people that have no accreditation. They're not doctors. They have no education in a sense of schooling, but have some major life experience, and they can make a transformational change in us. I don't, we raise those people up because I don't care what your accreditation are or what they have been if you can't make a positive change in me. So I want to sort of put that out there. Hey, I can give you what my resume is. At the end of the day, it really doesn't matter. What you're looking for is the results in yourself, the transformation in yourself. Can I provide some information today that can help you move yourself forward? That can give you some ideas. And I've said it lots. If you're happy being where you are, then you don't need me. You don't need anybody. If you want to grow, intentionally move forward, then you need to do something different than what you're doing now. You need to infuse something different. You need to listen to something different, because if you don't change anything, nothing changes. I'm going to say that again. If you don't change, nothing changes. And so, textbook definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over and over and expecting a different result. Doesn't work that way. We have to do something different. So plugging into somebody like myself, great. Somebody like any of the hosts on Inspired Choices Network, they can do that for you. Find a mentor. Find somebody that can help walk you through. Somebody that can challenge what you think. And that's why I'm saying, if you want to move forward, I'm your guy, because I'm going to rattle your chain and shake your cage that you made yourself anyway. We make our own cage for ourselves. But I'm going to shake that cage and go, hey, I'm going to challenge you. You may hear some things you go, Gord, I don't believe that, or I don't like that, or I don't want to hear it. My job is to make sure I hold a mirror for you and let you see where you're at. I love you enough, not just to be here for you, but not to leave you where I find you. So my avatars are entrepreneurial men and pro athletes. I'll talk with anybody. I'll share with anybody, but that's where my heart is, because that's what I am, an entrepreneurial man. And Papa's gifted me the connection to a bunch of pro athletes. And so that's where my heart is. So as we talk today about battles, forging resilience, a lot of time, when we say battles, what are we talking about? What do we mean, battles? Battles could be another word for that, and that I think works, is challenges. So the challenges we have in our life, the things that make our life hard, and they can be as complicated as major life stuff, some major things going on in our lives, right? Whether a change of career, change of a relationship, a loss of a relationship or a career. Those are major challenges in our life. Now we got to figure out, hey, how do I find another job? Do I want to find another mate? Do I want to find another partner? But it could be something, it could be something little. Challenges. You get in a wreck and you need to have your car fixed. Right? It's like, okay, so that's a challenge. Is it going to cost? Probably. Does insurance cover that? I don't know. But being able to live through those challenges builds in us resilience. Why? If you ever notice, somebody that goes through a lot of stuff can handle even more stuff. It's the resilience that's been formed. It's the resilience that's been formed. And as we continue to grow, we'll continue to build even more resilience. Sometimes things hit us and we're like, wow, that I wasn't ready for that. That isn't part of my repertoire of things I've ever had to deal with before. And just so you know, if you're always growing, then you'll always have new challenges. That isn't encouraging for some of us. I know we go, wait, what? As you grow, you're gonna have new challenges. You're gonna have new stuff. Why? Because you're in a different place. As you continue to grow, there are going to be new challenges. If you've got the same challenge over and over and over and over, you're not growing. You're not allowing yourself to grow. But if you've got new challenges constantly, you deal with the challenge, I deal with it, great. Now what? Well, I'm going to continue to be challenged because I'm continuing and forcing myself for intentional growth. If I embrace intentional growth, I am going to have new challenges constantly. So I need to have resilience. I need to be able to understand. It's not about how many times I get hit or knocked down. It's about how many times I can get back up. And it's I only have to get back up once more than I get knocked down. I don't have to keep getting up. I have to get up once more than I got knocked down. Get knocked down 5 times, get up 6. Right? That whole Rocky thing. I have to be able to get back up. You hear me say all the time, it's okay not to be okay. It's just not okay to stay there. What does that mean? We have to get back up, and we have to find the tools and learn the tools and then use the tools to be able to make that and achieve that. And a lot of us don't have the tools. We don't have an awareness around the fact that they're even there. It's come into my sphere a bunch in the last little bit. In the last few weeks, it's come in a lot where people are like, I wasn't even aware that I could change myself. I was because of the way I was raised, or because of the way society has treated me, or the way my life has been, I didn't understand. I wasn't aware that I could change who I am. I can't, and we'll talk about this next week, but in a much deeper way. An amazing mentor of mine said, Gord, you can't become who you already are. I'll say that again. You can't become who you already are. You already have resilience at the level you need it. You already are that, but we're not aware of that. Being able to step into that empowerment, being able to step in and then live out of that, of who we really truly are. Can you do that? Do you have the courage to do that? Do you have the courage to even look and see? We want to be able to develop that resilience so that we can move forward, so that we continue to grow. It's something that if we don't do, life just continues to beat us down. I find it interesting that's the words that we use, the actual words we say to ourselves. We talk about getting beat up. Oh, I feel beat up. We don't beat ourselves up. We beat ourselves down. We beat ourselves down. We wish we could beat ourselves up into a higher place, into a better state of mind. We don't beat ourselves into a better state of mind. We beat ourselves into a lower state of mind, into a lower vibration. The words that we use. So if battles forge resilience, then I need to be able to embrace the battle. I need to be able to embrace the challenges. Right? If I want to grow, if there's intentional growth wanted, I have to be able to embrace that. We'll talk about that in the next segment, about embracing that. What does that mean? How does that happen? How do I do that with a smile on my face? How do I do that and hold on to my positive mindset? We'll talk about that in the next segment. I need to take a quick break here, but before we go, I want to do a quick shout out to Jose Escobar, who's the founder and CEO of the Entrepreneur's Book Show. Check out the Connected Leaders Academy membership to take your business to the next level. This is the perfect tribe to learn and grow and connect like never before. The Connected Leaders Academy tribe brings together some of the highest level entrepreneurs from all over the world. Set up your free virtual coffee with Jose Escobar today, and you can reach him at theentrepreneursbookshelf.com. It's an incredible group. Reach out to Jose. He's an incredible guy, incredible mentor. As we go to break right here, please remember to pause and breathe. Pause and breathe. Take a second, pay attention to your breathing. What it does is allow you to ground yourself. It allows us, as we do it, it allows us to take in some of the things that we've felt, that we're feeling, and that we're hearing, and helps us process. You ever get rattled and anxious and stressed? Stop for a minute, pause, and breathe. It'll help ground you. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. You're with Gordon D. Melville, the long-bearded guy, on Inspired Choices Network. Be right back.
How much of our daily success relies on our mindset? Anything we are unaware of can still impact our lives. When dealing with our daily emotions that we all face, there can be positive outcomes we control. Why is the word stigma such a BS misnomer? Is living abundantly really possible for all of us, no matter where we find ourselves today? Join the long-bearded guy, Gordon D. Melville. The Chief Catalyst Strategist Guide at Jewel International invites you to an enlightening, sometimes shocking discussion. He will be challenging you to explore your own answers to these questions and so many more. This will lead you towards living an abundant, successful life no matter how you define it. Gordon D. Melville is live Fridays at 12 noon Eastern, 11 a.m. Central, 10 a.m. Mountain, and 9 a.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com.
Are you a subject matter expert? Are you here to share your expertise with an audience waiting to hear from you in only the way you can deliver? Are you ready to have your voice amplified across the airwaves? Inspired Choices Network has a global radio platform streaming to millions of people across the world. Professionally produced and supported by an accomplished team every step of the way, you can broadcast from anywhere in the world, knowing your voice matters, and we ensure it is delivered with ease and efficiency. Eager to hear your message, the world awaits. Contact us today to become an Inspired Choices Network radio host. Email become a host at inspiredchoicesnetwork.com.
This is the long-bearded guy with Gordon D. Melville. To participate in the program, join the live studio audience in our chat room at inspiredchoicesnetwork.com. You can also send an email to the longbeardedguy@gmail.com. Now back to the program.
Hey everybody, welcome back. Thank you for being here. Thank you for sticking with me. We're talking about battles forging resiliency. Battles forge resiliency. The challenges in our life build that resiliency. And it forge it, right? Forge means build. It means evoke that in our body, right? It's not something that happens naturally. It's something that we have to build. It's something what does forge mean even? You know, you think of hammering steel, heating it up and hammering it, heating it up and hammering it, heating it up and hammering it. That's forging, right? To make weapons and to make farm implements and to make all these different things. They used to build it in a forge. They still do build them in a forge. Our lives are built in a forge, right? We get heated up, challenges come, battles happen, and then they cool off. You either figure it out or it breaks, right? Sometimes you see the metal break. They hit it and hit it and hit it. They heat it up and hit it, and sometimes it breaks. Sometimes it breaks us. And we get back in, they put it back together, they heat it back up, and they hit it and hit it and hit it and hit it, and it makes it stronger and stronger and stronger. And the harder they forge it, the stronger it is, right? The best blades in I'm thinking samurai, right? Those swords, they flip the metal back and forth and back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. It's like an accordion. Layers and layers and layers and layers and layers of steel that have been folded on top of each other and then pounded together and heated up and cooled off and then heated up and pounded. It makes them incredibly strong. That's what we're looking for in our life. We want to embrace that. Do we push back, or do we hold on to it? Do we not allow that or not want that? We don't embrace it. We push it away. I don't want those challenges. I don't want the battles. I don't want my life to be hard. I want easy. But if we choose to do the easy road, our life will be hard. But if we choose to do the hard road, our life will be easy. Okay? If we choose easy, our life is going to be hard. But if we choose hard and discipline, our life will be easy. By the way, please like, love, share, subscribe. It's a free subscription for Inspired Choices Network. But please like it. If you like what you're hearing, you're engaged with it, please like it, love it, share it. That's the only way it helps our algorithm for sure. Expand and the Long Bearded Guy and Inspired Choices Network. But again, we're looking for engagement. I'm looking for engagement. We have a ignorant, huge amount of reach, in the hundreds of millions reach. But I want the engagement. I want people to be able to talk to me. So please, and I want to change the lives of every man I meet. So I can't do that on my own. I need help. So please help me. Like this, love it, share it, put it wherever you can to help the people around you, not just the men, but the ladies too, to help everybody. We all need that. If we want to grow intentionally, we all need these skills. We all need to understand, hey, I have to embrace the battle. I have to embrace the challenges. I'm thinking, and I've heard me tell this story before, but I'm going to tell it again because there's some pieces about it that keep coming up. And it's about an acorn. It's about planting a seed. It's about when we take that acorn and we put it in the ground, what's the acorn thinking? Crap. What just happened? I'm in the dirt. Literally, I'm in the dirt. This is terrible. Could that be a challenge? Could you see that as a challenge? Could you see that as a battle? Could you see that as maybe being broken? I can't see light of day anymore. Do we ever get to that place? Do you ever get to that? I know I get to that place. Oh man, I'm at the end of myself. I can't see anything. I can't see good. I can't see bad. I can't see anything. You get to that place, and that acorn sits in there and goes, okay, this is hard. To make the growth happen, first of all, the nutrients it needs are in that dirt, right? The nutrients it needs to grow. It's not going to grow on my driveway. It may pop open. It's going to get a little bit of light and some rain, but it's never going to meet its potential. Why? Because it's on my driveway. It's on the pavement. Because of its situation, it's not going to get there. It needs that dirt. It needs good dirt. If it lands in clay, again, it's not going to do its thing. It's going to grow some, but it's not going to grow again to its potential because the dirt's not right. When we embrace that dirt, when we embrace those challenges, it allows the growth to happen. And is that growth going to be messy? Yep. Is it going to be destructive? Yep. Is it going to be hard? Absolutely it is. I will guarantee you it will be really, really hard. But I'll also guarantee you that it'll be worth it. That's what you're holding on to. That's what you're holding on to. Yes, it's hard, but it's worth it. And at the end of the day, it's the only way it happens. It's the only way it happens. The only way we grow is by embracing the challenges, going through forging, is to go through the forging process. Diamonds are made that way. You don't get a diamond without what? Huge pressure. Huge pressure, intense for a long period of time. But it produces something that's brilliant. It produces something that's highly valued. That acorn is a shell, right? It's got a cap on the top of it. It's a seed. It's got a capsule around it. As it grows, that capsule gets broken. The cap pops off. The shell breaks open. Is that destructive? Uh-huh. Is it going to hurt? Uh-huh. Is it going to be messy? Yes. Same thing happens in our life. Exactly the same thing. As we embrace that, as we embrace the nutrients and as we start to grow, We're going to continue to do that. And even beyond that initial process, even beyond cracking open the shell and that's going to be painful and messy and hard but as we continue to grow and our roots continue to go down into the ground, we're pushing and pushing and pushing. We're hitting other whether it's rocks, it's other things in the ground that are slowing us down, that are trying to stop us, other challenges we need to meet. You ever seen a tree that's either cracked off or there's something got in the way of it and it literally encapsulated whatever that was? It grew around it. I've seen a picture of a bicycle that was leaned against a tree before the person, before the owner of it went away to war. And when they came back from the war, after however many years, 4, 5, 6 years, the bike was embedded into the tree. And then as the tree grew, the bike lifted off the ground and it was feet in the air, right? And over time, obviously, he watched it grow, and it just the bike was embedded into the tree. And so it was up in the air, way up in the air. It was this bike and it right in the tree. Why? Because the tree, the growth of it all encapsulated the stuff that was around it. That's why it's very, very important you pay attention what you allow around you. What do you allow close to you? They say you become the average, not the high end, not the low end, but the average of the 5 people you spend the most of your time with in every way. Think about the people you spend the most of your time with. Do you want to be the average of them in socially, financially, spiritually, in every way there is? You're going to become the average of those people. When I found that out originally, I'm like, holy crap, I need to raise the level of the people I'm hanging around with. If you're not a millionaire and you're hanging around with 5 millionaires, you will be the next millionaire. That if you spend time there, you're gonna learn stuff, you're gonna grow, you're gonna hear some things, and you're gonna go, you know what? Hey, I can be that person. Why? Because that's what's influencing you. What are you allowing to influence you? Because it's pushing you through that forge. And is it forging something? Is it forging resiliency and positive things, or is it forging negative things and holding you down, or holding you back, or slowing you down? Be very careful what you allow into your life, where you spend your time, what you listen to, what you allow to be playing around you. Because even though you're not paying attention to it, if I'm on my show right now and there's a radio playing, whatever's happening on the radio, I'm not paying, and it's not. But if it was, I'm not paying attention to that, which means all that's happening on the radio is going directly into my subconscious without a filter. There's nothing to stop it from going, no, that's not true. I don't like that. Or that's not what I want to hear. Or that's not positive. It's all going in. And your autopilot is in your subconscious. Our autopilot that keeps us on track and helps us get where we want to go is in our subconscious. We need to be very careful what we allow, because it's going to change our ability to forge not just resilience, but all the good things we want in our life. It'll make it hard to hold on to our positive attitude, our positive mindset. I hope this is resonating. I hope that this is that it's making sense to you and hitting you at a deep level, right? I'm looking to rattle your chain. Some people will reach out and go, Gord, this is really convicting. It's really pushing me in a direction. That's great. And it may make them angry. It may make them happy. At the end of the day, it's engaging them. It's challenging the status quo. It's challenging what they think. It's challenging what I think as I teach it. So, yeah, think about that. We have to take another quick break here. Again, another shout out for Jose Escobar, as the founder and CEO of the Entrepreneur's Bookshelf. and check that out. Check out the Entrepreneur's Bookshelf to learn more about the morning and evening routine mastery program that's changing people's lives, literally flipping it over. This program will help you install systems on the bookends of your day to maximize your morning and evening routine. Set up your free strategy session with Jose Escobar today, and you can reach him at theentrepreneursbookshelf.com. And if you're not doing something as a routine day after day after day after day after day, the beginning and the end of your day, you're not getting the most out of your day. I'm going to challenge you. We'll throw that gauntlet down. You may think you are, you're not. You may think you can, you can't, not without a routine, not without a way to frame your day at the beginning and at the end. Reach out to Jose. As I take this break, again, don't forget to pause and breathe. Pause and breathe. You can think about, hey, what am I doing at the routine on the bookends of my day? But what are you thinking? And as we go into this next piece about what are the benefits of forging, if they're not already blatantly obvious, what are the benefits of forging resiliency in our lives? How does that make us better? Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. You're with the long-bearded guy, Gordon D. Melville. That's me on Inspired Choices Network. See you in a minute.
How much of our daily success relies on our mindset? Anything we are unaware of can still impact our lives. When dealing with our daily emotions that we all face, there can be positive outcomes we control. Why is the word stigma such a BS misnomer? Is living abundantly really possible for all of us, no matter where we find ourselves today? Join the long-bearded guy, Gordon D. Melville. The Chief Catalyst Strategist Guide at Jewel International invites you to an enlightening, sometimes shocking discussion. He will be challenging you to explore your own answers to these questions and so many more. This will lead you towards living an abundant, successful life no matter how you define it. Gordon D. Melville is live Fridays at 12 noon Eastern, 11 a.m. Central, 10 a.m. Mountain, and 9 a.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com.
The Connected Leaders Academy is the #1 fastest growing networking community for entrepreneurs. CLA assembles high-level leaders, titans of industry, and business owners under one roof. If you're an entrepreneur looking to grow personally, professionally, scale your influence, develop skills, and expand your network exponentially, the CLA is where you need to be. Want on to more podcasts and shows, speak on more stages, sell more books, products, and services, get more leads, referrals, acquire new clients, develop lifelong friendships, and more. Join the Connected Leaders Academy today. Contact Jose Escobar on Facebook or check out www.claglobalsummit.com for more information.
This is the long-bearded guy with Gordon D. Melville. To participate in the program, join the live studio audience in our chat room at InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. You can also send an email to thelongbeardedguy@gmail.com. Now back to the program.
Hey everybody, welcome back. Thank you for being with us. We're talking about battles forging our resilience. The battles in our life, the challenges in our life are building, forging resilience. They're building and forging positive things in us. Going through battles. By the way, something that occurred to me during the break while I was pausing and breathing. Am I the only one that has challenges? Maybe I'm the only one. Maybe I'm all wet. Maybe I have no idea what the hell I'm talking about. None of you have any kind of challenges in your life. You don't have battles. If you have battles, tell me you have battles. Throw it in the chat. Hey, I have battles. Right? Do we have battles? I know I do. And I think most of us do. Thank you for putting that in the chat. I appreciate that. So I'm not alone. That's awesome. It's awesome that you know what? It's a human condition. It's not a gender thing. It's not a race thing. It's not like none of the things that it has nothing. It's a human condition. It's a human thing. We all have it. We all have it. So if that's the case, then when we step into and embrace, literally embrace those challenges, those battles, do we look for it and add them? No, that's not good. Don't, I'm not advocating that we push out and go, you know what, I'm going to make as many different battles and I'm going to pick fights with everybody. And I'm going to put as much challenge in my life as I possibly can. Don't do that. There are lots of things that are naturally, as you grow, intentionally grow, you're going to come across them on your own. They're going to show up all by themselves. You don't have to ask them to be there. They will absolutely be there on their own. But embracing them when they happen, acknowledging they're there, and then embracing that they happen, what that will do is make us stronger, right? It's forging that resiliency. It's building and forging positive things in our life. Some of those positive things, stronger. We're able to take more. We're able to push harder. It makes us wiser. It's not just about being smart. I can have lots of IQ. I can have lots of information, know lots of things, but knowing it is not wise. Someone that knows a lot that's not wisdom. Wisdom is the ability to be able to take that knowledge and use it in a positive way, in the right place at the right time. That's wisdom. And a lot of times that wisdom comes with experience. You can't learn wisdom in a book. You can become exposed to the idea in a book. But wisdom comes from experience. It can be mine, it can be somebody else's. It's still coming from an experience. So it makes us embracing and that forging, right? That forge of that resiliency, embracing the battle, embracing the challenges, makes us stronger. It makes us wiser because now we've gone through it ourselves, which also, by the way, creates empathy. And you've heard me talk before. We can have sympathy for somebody that's having a battle, going through a challenge. But if we've never been through that challenge, it's very difficult to show empathy because we've never been there ourselves. Once we've been there ourselves, we can have empathy. It graduates from sympathy to empathy. Why? Because now I understand that I've been there. I know what that feels like. And you've heard me say, and we've heard lots of people say, life's not happening to us, it's happening for us. And you've heard me say, I take that to another step. Life's happening for us to specifically and uniquely equip us to help other people get through what we went through. That's wisdom. We're imparting that wisdom with somebody else. We've been through that experience. We're wiser. Whether we embraced it or not, it happened. The situation, the battle, the challenge, it's going to happen. If I push back on it, have you ever heard a thing where they say, well, if you resist, it's going to hurt more? You ever heard that? Sometimes they talk about that with medical stuff, right? If you tighten up, it's going to hurt more. In a car accident, a lot of times with a drunk driver, the drunk driver survives. Everybody else gets hurt or gets ended. Why? They say a big component of that is that the drunk person is loose because they're drunk. They're not aware of what's happening. The people that they're about to get hit, they tighten up. And because they tighten up, stuff breaks, stuff cracks because you want to try and stay loose. Embrace the challenge, embrace the battle, but stay loose. If you're choosing it, it allows you to stay control of you, right? You can't control the situation, but you can control you. So, and again, that's not something that just happens. That takes practice. That's a muscle that needs to be exercised. And the more you exercise it, the stronger it becomes. All this is intertwined. Do you see where all of this stuff is together? You see where it just keeps coming up in all these different places. All this emotional quotient, emotional intelligence stuff just keeps coming in. It keeps coming in. I was talking to a client yesterday that, Gord, it showed up again. as we're talking, he said to me, you know, what I'm finding is, he said, what I'm finding is, it doesn't matter what I know. It doesn't matter how much knowledge I have. It matters how much I care. I'm drawn to people that care. I'm drawn to people that give a crap about me, whether they have all the answers or not. I'm drawn to them. They used to say, and it make me sound a little bit old and maybe fuddy-duddy, but they used to say, people don't care how much you know till they know how much you care. And that's EQ. It's as true today as it was when they said it at the beginning. And I have no idea who said it originally. I have no idea. But the concept is right. So what I'm trying to do, if I embrace that allows me to control me through that situation, if I push back on that challenge, if I push back on that battle, all of a sudden I lose control of me. Let that settle and sink in. Interesting. That's counterintuitive, because if I allow it to just sort of do its thing, embrace what's going on, and stay calm through it, choose my emotion, choose my response to the situation, I can grow stronger because I'm exercising the muscle. I'm getting wiser because I'm going through the experience. And I'm becoming more connected than ever before to what? What am I being connected to? I'm being connected to each other. It connects me. Have you ever sat and listened to somebody where you go, I don't connect with this person because their experience is just not my experience. Do you know what I mean? Where you're sitting listening to somebody and they're like, wow, they've had like a storied life. I can't, that doesn't resonate with me. That's not been my experience. They've had a wonderful time and I haven't had that, or vice versa, right? Maybe I've had a wonderful time and I'm listening to somebody that's had a horrendous time. And I'm like, I can't even conceive that. I can't even imagine that. What we're talking about here is giving yourself the space to imagine that. That'll jump on a nerve for some people. I can't even imagine. Try. Put yourself in their shoes for a second. Try to imagine what that feels like, what their battle feels like, what their challenge feels like. Try to imagine. It'll connect you to them, to Source, to Papa. It will connect you and it'll raise your emotional quotient tremendously. Tremendously, it will go up. Wild amounts. Because while you haven't experienced it yourself, your sympathy and you'll be on the verge of empathy. Stop and imagine it. What are they going through? How hard is that? It will change your response to that person. I will guarantee you. I'll guarantee you'll have more compassion, more sensitivity. You'll love on them more. Try to imagine. That will help you build resilience when it comes to what you're doing. If that experience happens to you or something similar happens to you, you will have forged resiliency by trying to imagine what that other person had to go through. Incredible. I need to take another quick break. I want to throw out though, if you are connecting with this information, you know what? I need some more of this. I need to dig deeper. And as far as I'm concerned, we all do. You can tell me, no, I'm good. You know what? My experience has been, we need to put the tools in when we're in a good place. Because it's like buying insurance. I have to do it when I don't need it. Because when I do need it, I don't qualify. We need to put the tools in to our toolbox to be able to deal with our life when things are good. I have 2 programs happening probably in a week, maybe 2 weeks, depending on what the response is, how fast people respond to me. But Boxed Inside Out, I have a woman's and a men's program. And the original was the men's program. But then a mentor of mine said, hey, and I'm not changing my avatar. I'm still entrepreneurial men and pro athletes. But guys don't have the market cornered on a lack of EQ, a lack of emotional quotient. There's lots of women that need some other tools to make themselves more effective at dealing with their life. And so I'm looking for participants for those classes. If that's of interest to you, reach out. thelongbeardedguy@gmail.com is the easiest way to get a hold of me. If you want me to come and speak to your group, reach out. thelongbeardedguy@gmail.com. You want to tell me that you love what I'm doing, or that you hate what I'm doing, or that you disagree, or what? Reach out. thelongbeardedguy@gmail.com. I have other programs. I've got books. There's lots of ways to connect to me. There's lots of tools to be able to help you move forward, right up to one-on-one mentorship. I've got an opening right at the moment. I have an opening for 2 people, which that'll disappear fairly quick. But right at the moment, I have an opening for 2 people. If that's of interest to you and you want to dig deeper into who you're being, into who you are, and to how to raise yourself into a higher vibration, reach out to me. thelongbeardedguy@gmail.com. Happy to have a conversation. Thank you. All right, let's take another quick break. Don't forget to pause and breathe. We will wrap up when we come back, and we'll call to action. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. The Long Bearded Guy, Gordon D. Melville, on Inspired Choices Network. See you in a minute.
How much of our daily success relies on our mindset? Anything we are unaware of can still impact our lives. When dealing with our daily emotions that we all face, there can be positive outcomes we control. Why is the word stigma such a BS misnomer? Is living abundantly really possible for all of us, no matter where we find ourselves today? Join the Long-Bearded Guy, Gordon D. Melville. The Chief Catalyst Strategist Guide at Jewel International invites you to an enlightening, sometimes shocking discussion. He will be challenging you to explore your own answers to these questions and so many more. This will lead you towards living an abundant, successful life no matter how you define it. Gordon D. Melville is live Fridays at 12 noon Eastern, 11 a.m. Central, 10 a.m. Mountain, and 9 a.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com.
How wonderful would it be to carry your favorite Inspired Choices Network host with you throughout your day? Well, now you can. Inspired Choices Network now has its very own mobile app. Our free app offers live streaming shows, along with thousands of podcasts and TV episodes. Our shows cover a wide variety of topics. Whether you're waking up with us, carrying us through the day, and taking us to bed with you, we're always here for you to enjoy. We're easy to find. Just search for Inspired Choices Network in the Apple App Store or Google Play Store.
This is the Long-Bearded Guy with Gordon D. Melville. To participate in the program, join the live studio audience in our chat room at InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. You can also send an email to thelongbeardedguy@gmail.com. Now back to the program.
Hey, welcome back to the program. It's Gordon D. Melville on Inspired Choices Network. Today we've been talking about battles, forging resiliency, challenges, building resiliency, building us up, making us better, giving us positive things, embracing those challenges, not pushing back on those challenges, being that seed in the ground that goes, you know what, there's the dirt. The challenges we face, the battles we have are the dirt that hold the nutrients we need to grow. And if you want to grow with intention, you need to embrace that. Don't make extra, don't add to them, but embrace what's there. Embrace what's there. It'll make you better. It'll make us stronger and wiser and more connected to each other, ourselves, to Source, to Papa. It'll make us way more connected. And so I want to challenge you today, as we're talking about this stuff, how do you connect to that? Because it takes a courageous human being, a brave human being, to take a look in the mirror and be honest about where they're at. That's so hard. It's so hard. Going through the challenges is hard, right? The challenges are hard. The battles are hard. At least give yourself a benefit. You're going to go through the pain anyway. You're going to go through the challenge anyway. You're going to go through the battle anyway. At least get something positive out of it. Take the lesson from it. Don't allow it to go by. Don't allow that teachable moment to just disappear. Embrace it. Relish that as something that's going to make you better. And then control you. If you're not spending any time, right, controlling and understanding and growing your own self-control. Everybody wants to control everything. Control is an illusion outside of you. What you think and what you do are the only things you can control. How much time do you spend mastering control of you, of your emotions, of what you think, of how to control your brain, how to make it do what you want it to do? Spend any time doing that? Most people do not, sadly. Almost everybody I ask says, no, I don't spend any time doing that. I don't spend any money on that. But then they're not happy with where their lives are. Some of them bitch and whine and complain about, my life's not what I want it to be. What have you done about it? And if you haven't done anything about it, it's not bad enough yet. The pain isn't big enough yet. You're tolerating what's there. That won't be a popular thing either. But it's the truth. Once the pain's big enough, then you start to do something about it. Intentional growth requires resiliency. It requires us to step into and to embrace those challenges and battles. Do you have the courage to do that? That's my call to action for you today. Embrace the challenges. Embrace the process. It's the process. The gold is in the process. The gold is in the ability. Who do I become because of the process? If we can't embrace the process, it's not about the outcome. The outcome, I can't change that. It's going to be what it's going to be, but I can influence it by embracing the process. Pursuit of happiness, I think, is a misnomer. Why? Because I'm never going to get there. I'm always pursuing. I'll be happy if this. I'll be happy if that. Well, if that's not happened yet, I'm not happy. And lots of people get, hey, I'll be happy if I have lots of money, and they get lots of money, and they're still sad. Why? Because they didn't embrace the process. Embrace the process. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Next week, Friday, March 8th, we're going to talk about being bold, being authentic, and being you, which will dovetail with what we talked about today very, very nicely. Being bold, being authentic. Everybody wants to be unique. Be authentic. Be you. Be you. It takes courage to do that. It takes intentional growth on purpose to do that. Don't let that go away. Over the next, sorry, I get all passionate about this because it's something I feel deep inside myself. So many people are sad and frustrated and not happy. We need to be able to put ourselves in a space, control ourselves, embrace the challenges, embrace the battles. We'll have resiliency. We'll forge resiliency. This week, be courageous. Be unapologetically you. Make it another great week. Don't just let it be. Don't make it. Live out you abundantly and with intention. I love you. Massive hugs. We'll see you next week. And the last question I leave you with is, who are you being? Who are you being? Who you be? Do you know? Can you answer the question? Most cannot. See you next week.
Thank you for tuning into the Long Bearded Guy Show. You are appreciated and loved. Gordon D. Melville returns Fridays at 12 noon Eastern, 11 a.m. Central, 10 a.m. Mountain, and 9 a.m. Pacific on the InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. Until then, make it another great week, leading with love, powerfully designing, crafting, and living out your positively impactful legacy life you were created